Hello everybody, we are back with Game 3 of this Best of 7 series between LiquidProdigy and Doritos and Mountain Dew Gooseman. Zane, my co-host, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, but I'm kind of hungry and thirsty. I think I might have some Doritos and Mountain Dew after the series is over.
Sponsored by Doritos and Mountain Dew. Get in your stores now. Alright, we've got one of our players in the match, and LiquidProdigy, as usual, is taking time to review the whole of that replay to check how well he did. After every game he plays, as long as he wins, he always spends a good amount of time checking the replay just to make sure that he did win.
I mean, he wants to know, like, I won, but how much by did I win? Like, it's like, he wants to know specific things, like, what was the timing of my opponent's 35th SCV? Like, how many Marines did they have 17 minutes and 1 second in during that fight? Like, he wants to know these specific things because they're important to him.
It's important timings like that that make you as good a player as Prodigy, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of things that normal people like us don't really see, but amazing people like him do.
Absolutely, and as we get into this third game, we'll be cool to see that Prodigy is representing Team Liquid colours this time.
I mean, I guess he wants to represent his homeboys.
Yeah, it's got to be
out to Liquid Narscore for getting to Sky and getting him to play in our tournament.
Alright, and we'll be getting onto the loading screen now in a second, and we're getting into the next game. Zane?
Yeah?
Do you want to talk to me about the next map? Do you know... Hold on. Tell me what the next map means to you.
That means a lot to me, but do you know what it means?
Well, the next map is Ahana, and I believe Ahana means family.
And family means nobody gets left behind. Or forgotten.
Or forgotten. Just like up in the top left corner, our Liquid player, Prodigy.
Yep, and sporting Team Liquid colours this time. And in the bottom right, we do have, sponsored by Doritos and Mountain Dew, one of the most innovative players to grace StarCraft 2, it is Gooseman.
Thank you very much for that intro, Zane. Gooseman wearing the purple grape colour. His favourite flavour of Mountain Dew is actually grape. Which explains why he wears the purple colour in the matches.
And drinks it after every single match.
Every single match. Never a game where he doesn't take a slurp of the old dew.
It's not like the EG players where they have the monster water bottle and they just put water in it. No, Gooseman, he drinks the real stuff.
And only the real stuff.
I mean, I don't think he has drank water for a long time.
It's a good thing he's sponsored by Mountain Dew and Doritos, otherwise his lifestyle would be very expensive.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're making as much money as this guy, it doesn't really matter. Money doesn't.
No, he wipes his ass with dollar bills.
I mean, all that matters is just owning your opponents.
Yeah, exactly. So we see Gooseman with the early scout. He had the slightly faster supply depot and also the slightly faster barracks here, which explains why he wants to get the early scout in.
What he really wants to know is the orbital command timing, because, I mean, Gooseman showed that you don't always have to get the orbital command straight away. You can delay it even after your expansion. So
I think what he really wanted to do was scout that his opponent had built an orbital command first, then he knew that he would need to build an orbital command, because otherwise you don't actually need to. It's a little known fact.
Because, I mean, you're not behind until they have it for a substantially long time.
Exactly.
It's like in StarCraft 1 where you didn't have queens, so your overlord would be in your opponent's face for such a long amount of time, and you would want to make your pull as late as possible.
Smart play. So we see Prodigy being careful that he's not being proxied, scouting the whole of his main. Smart play, but there is an SCV waiting in his natural still.
5 in gas, and now he's gone down to 0, and he's... Okay, so he's got 3 gas cans, and he's putting 4...
He's gone back to 4 in gas.
Wow, this...
And now 3.
That was so amazing. Look at these SCVs with the gas cans. So what he's
This one with the gas can is actually still not mining, he's just giving moral support to his fellow SCVs.
What he's effectively doing is he's decreasing the gas in that refinery without actually getting it. So when Gooseman comes in and scans and clicks on that refinery, he's going to say, oh, there's like 2,200 gas. That means you've mined 300. But no, he won't have mined 300. He would only have mined like 275. So he's going to throw Gooseman's timings like 25 gas off.
Yeah, and that 25 gas is like the kind of thing that really makes a difference when you're as a high level of player as LiquidProdigy.
Oh, really interesting. Gooseman's been the one who's been going double gas all this time, but now Prodigy going for the double gas with Gooseman not.
Yep, Gooseman opting instead to get the tech lab and only put 2 SCVs on gas this game. He feels like he only needs 2 SCVs worth of gas today.
And once more, I just want to say that there's a error. Supply block is okay. There's no supply block now. The error subside.
I didn't see any sort of supply blocks, so I think it was just your end. Your client must be being funny, Zane.
We do see Prodigy going for barracks factory. So this is sort of like a biomech play, and what's this? Gooseman, he's going for more of a bio play because he has the reactor, he has the tech lab in place, and he's pumping out those bio units. And wow, that sick micro executing the SCV. He didn't even let it go near the ramp.
No, that's smart stuff. Gooseman's still hiding an SCV in his opponent's natural. We'll have to see what the SCV gets up to later. Could be some interesting stuff.
I mean, knowing Gooseman, this guy does some crazy stuff. He could even put a command center down here.
So 2 racks and an eBay for Gooseman. I'm wondering if he's going to push out with this bio ball to do... there it goes, off across the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Maybe the SCV is going to scout? Yes, it's getting some important scouting information. Sees that he does indeed have more Marines and Marauders than his opponent.
Yeah, but he didn't see the buildings. He doesn't know the factories there. He doesn't know the engineering base on the way. So...
I think it's alright though, because he can make the assumption that the factory is in fact producing nothing because it's just being used to get this starport.
Yeah, but I mean, how often does a player like Prodigy make nothing out of his starport? Or his factory, I mean.
Well, I'm assuming he's going to make something out of it. He makes nothing out of his factory when he uses it as a scouting factory. It's actually just revealing the bottom part of his base to check for proxies.
I mean, I think Prodigy wanted him to see the factory so that he would expect factory units, and then by not making any factory units, he'd be throwing him off. But he didn't see the factory in the first place.
It must have been a weird miss micro by Prodigy then to not let the SCV survive and get further into his base.
Prodigy knew that maybe Gooseman knew the factory was there anyways, and even though he didn't get visions on it, he still knows it's there, and the fact that nothing's being made out of it is still enough. So what I'm saying is I don't think this is Prodigy's misplay. I think this is intentional.
Ah, that's clever. It's a double... it's a long con. Alright, here we see the first engagement of the match.
And with the amazing positioning, he's even focus firing the Marine, and wow, but Prodigy retreating up his ramp. He knows that the ramp is in an advantageous position, and he knows that he can fend this off.
Yeah, that was weird. Gooseman actually had the larger army initially, but with the worst positioning, Prodigy was easily able to clean up that initial force.
You don't win 6 I-Series for nothing. I mean, this biomicro is just insane. And even Gooseman threatening strong army by leaving the units there, but Prodigy doesn't bite. He just pushes on anyways. And even, wow, that 3 HP Marauder with 5 kills. Wow.
That guy is a beast. Just look at him.
Oh, he sacrifices him. Probably on purpose. But,
probably.
But, I mean, Gooseman, that was some sick micro too. I mean, he has a 1 HP Marauder. That's even better than a 5 HP Marauder. And what's interesting to note is, Prodigy's stim is like halfway done, and Gooseman hasn't started his. Even though he's going for this heavy bio composition, even making a 4th barracks. Still no stim on the way. But I guess that's what happens when you only have 2 guys in gas, and you only have 1 gas guy, so you can't really afford the stim. But I guess the extra Marines is more important.
Yeah, it just depends whether or not the extra units is going to be enough to push him over the line here. Whilst Prodigy is expanding, is the best time for him to attack, however, so he might be able to make this work.
Yeah, but Prodigy's obviously expanding because he's really confident in that he can hold any aggression that's coming his way. And, I mean, that factory hasn't made anything yet. That's for a good reason. He just wanted the factory with the starport. He wants the medevacs out. And, wow, Gooseman with a sneak attack.
Yeah, Prodigy that time didn't have time to get up the ramp.
It's stim finished. I mean, he's 5 seconds away. It's stim finished. And, wow, he's even forcing a cancel.
It's a nice cancel, and he's cleverly getting out of there whilst he's still got units alive. The 1 HP Marauder is still there. The 1 HP Marine is also still there.
I mean, you don't see 1 HP units very often. And, I mean, there's no factory on the way. Is that a 5th barracks? Gooseman making 5th barracks, no factory. He doesn't care about medevacs. He's not going to heal anything ever. I mean, Prodigy's got hits at medevacs on the way, but
he definitely doesn't need a reactor either on this barracks, and making an extra barracks is actually cheaper and more beneficial in the long run than making a reactor.
what's this bio? But this is revolutionary. No stem, no combat shield, no factory, no starport. This is just like all on one base, 5 racks bio all in.
And now he's expanded. Wow, I haven't seen anything like this before. This could be the play of the season.
An all-in and an expansion at the same time.
Holy shit, the scan timing from Prodigy. How did he know to scan that base?
As soon as it goes up, he scans. But to be honest, it begs the question, why did he even scan if he knew it was there? I mean, I guess he wanted Gooseman to know that he knows.
Yeah, he wanted to be like, dude, I know you've got this expansion. I know I don't have an expansion because you made me cancel it. I'm going to come and kill you. And here he comes.
And he's going to march across the map. But his army is smaller, but he does have stim and he does have medevacs. And the stim does start for Prodigy, but it's not going to be done for a long time.
If we look at army supplies, we do see he is 10 supply behind, and at this point, even with the medevac, stim, and a Hellion, I don't know what's going to happen in the next engagement.
Prodigy's left 3 Marines and a Hellion behind in his main, because he knows that there is a possibility, even though there's not medevacs out, there still could be a counterattack. So he wants to leave those there, just in case.
Yeah, up to 25 workers on his main. He just wants to make really sure that he keeps on producing his SCVs. I like that a lot.
Prodigy's so smart. He builds the CC. Now he's lifting it to like this 5th base location, and then he builds another CC at his natural, so it looks like his expansion is so late, but actually expanded so early.
We see a big push out from Gooseman. Gonna get spotted very soon by Prodigy. In fact, Prodigy's taking a third.
Yeah, Prodigy's taking. Yeah, I said it. He's taking the 3 bases.
At the same time.
But it looks like he's taking. It looks like his natural so late. So if Prodigy sees that, he's gonna be like, "Oh, my expansion's way earlier. I'm ahead."
Look at that, Prodigy throwing off the metagame, expanding to the bottom left. Gooseman is completely shocked to not see his opponent's expansion there, and Prodigy even didn't engage with his armor. He just let Gooseman walk up there to find out there is no expansion. Wrongly.
In the main base of Gooseman, 23 out of 21 SCVs, and he's pulling back the army. He knows that something's wrong. He knows that.
Wait, hang on. Where did all of... Oh, Prodigy's moved all his SCVs over to his third. Smart.
Yeah, that's so smart. And wow, those 3 Marines, diligent. They've been waiting the whole game, and I expect them to wait to still be there at the end of the game.
Yeah, even when the Hellion didn't have the patience to hang around long enough to fight those guys, those 3 Marines are hanging on for the long term.
Hellion moved to the bottom of the ramp, but those 3 Marines stay there. And wow, look at the respect from both players. Both of them taking each of their respective towers, not daring to try and take each other's tower, because they know they respect each other's micro too much.
I mean, if you just look at the army supplies, it's so even, 60 to 55. There's absolutely no way you could split the difference between these 2 armies right now.
6 of his 5 medevacs. He even has a hidden marauder in one of them.
A hidden marauder. Now that's dangerous, because you never know what's going to happen with that marauder, when it could drop out.
When Gooseman scans the army, he'll see, okay, he'll count whatever Marines, I can take that, but he's not going to know there's actually a hidden marauder. So, that hidden marauder is all it takes. Like, he's going to stim in, he's going to run in and engage, but that marauder's going to drop out with a medevac, and then his heart's going to sink, because he's going to know.
Oh shit, he's dropped the marauder. Shit's getting serious. Any minute now, Gooseman is going to see this army coming towards him, see all those medevacs, and is going to react with vigor.
Past sense, he knows there's something wrong. He goes to scout the base, but now he pulls back because he needs that 1 Marine.
Prodigy not reacting at all to the army. Oh, this engagement! What is happening? They've split around the rock. The split is unbelievable. Look at the concave.
Wow, but Gooseman showing that concave is not always the best option in this game.
Gooseman showing that he actually researched stim in the end, and that apparently you don't need medevacs to use it.
No medevacs on the map for Gooseman? Can that really be? No, he has one somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Wait, what?
He has one. Gooseman has a medevac somewhere. I don't know where.
It's. Hang on. He's got 2. They're in his base.
They're in his base. Okay. All right. He doesn't need them to win this fight, I think.
Why? Okay, here's a question for you. Why does Prodigy have so many marauders?
He's going to stim first. Okay, neither player thinking it's a good opportunity to stim just yet, even with medevacs.
But why does Prodigy have so many marauders?
Prodigy has so many marauders because he recognizes that this is going to be a mini marauder versus marauder fight.
That's smart. You know, if your opponent's only building marauders, you probably also only want marauders.
So the medevacs coming in for Gooseman, the first medevacs, the good old 17-minute medevac timing.
Yeah, that's what you really want. And also the good old 17-minute starting concussive shells for Prodigy. He's realised just how many marauders there are in this engagement, and that concussive shells might actually be a useful upgrade.
I mean, I don't mind this, because if you're as good as Gooseman, you don't care about concussive shells, because you take into account the fact that they slow down anyways.
And also you're building Hellbats at this point, so you really don't care.
This time Prodigy going for the hidden Marine, almost as potent as the hidden marauder.
It's only marginally more effective.
I think one thing we've really failed to look over is the fact that Gooseman's actually ahead on upgrades. He's 1-1, where Prodigy's only 1-0. And I mean, no more infantry upgrades are in production for either player. So both these players so scared of the upcoming fight, they don't want to invest any money into the upgrades. That said, Prodigy is making the armory, so he might go to that soon.
Yeah, it's interesting how well Gooseman has been able to keep up, considering he is an entire base down and is building Reapers for no reason whatsoever.
Reapers? Where are the Reapers?
There's one Reaper in his main army.
Where's the Reaper?
It's in in Gooseman's main army.
Oh my god, this is some next level thing. Like,
What he hasn't realised is that the Reaper is faster than everything, so it can flank all of the Marauders. And look at it go! Oh wow, it almost got a kill.
I was gonna say Reapers regenerate, so in theory they can kill infinite units, but Gooseman, what's he doing? Oh my god!
Has he got enough Marauders to win this? The Medivacs are still up for Prodigy. I think he might be able to take this. Holy shit, it's so close! I think the Medivacs are...
Oh, Prodigy really wins! I mean, I really thought Gooseman was gonna take that, but I think the Medivac micro was just too good for Prodigy.
I think if Gooseman had brought up these extra units that weren't doing anything, he might have been able to win that fight.
Yeah, and Prodigy takes a distinct supply lead, and then 3 Medivac's gonna come in and try and reinforce this Hellbat Marine ball. I mean, wow, Gooseman can still win this fight.
If the Hellbats attack, they're going to do so much damage. There they go. They finally attacked and got picked up in a Medivac.
Gooseman's gonna. Oh my god, that Marauder with red HP and the Medivac with red HP. But
Oh, the Medivac's saving the Marauder's life. The Marines are chasing, but they're not going to quite make it. Damn.
And, I feel like Gooseman has the lead, maybe, but Prodigy still has the supply lead.
Gooseman has been watching Prodigy's strategy of keeping a unit in his Medivacs and decided to pick up that Hellbat.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, the 3 Marines did leave some time ago, but Prodigy has made up for that. He has, how many, 5 Marines, 6 Marines, and 3 Marauders devoted to base defense? Because, I mean, he knows the Medivacs are out, so he could be dropped. Oh, I see where the 3 Marines are. There's 3 Marines at the 3rd base.
Wait, where did the 3... What?
They're at the 3rd base, it's apparently...
Oh, wow! They moved from the main down to the 3rd base. That's clever.
What's going on? Oh my god, Gooseman, he's going to take this fight, I think.
Gooseman's actually going to win this fight. He has a superior number of Medivacs. It turns out Medivac are the best unit in the game. It's rather surprisingly. If you have more Medivacs, you will win every fight in TVT.
Oh my god, the Reaper's going to regenerate by itself and by the Medivac. It's going to have the infinite HP. The Reaper's going to survive. It's just...
Even though Gooseman has a smaller army, he might win this engagement just because he has like 7 more Medivacs than his opponent. And the scans are going down. The mana scans. Why are they going down? Not quite sure.
Scan! Oh my god, he scans in the middle of the fight, he's so confident. And oh my god, Gooseman takes it. But
Gooseman takes it, but it's still down on supply. He's only just got his 3rd up and running. It is a planetary fortress though, which is important.
there's now 6 Marines. Okay, the Marines are moving from the 3rd. Gooseman, Prodigy knows that he's in trouble, but he still has kept the units in his main base.
Yeah, if we look at the army supplies, we see that a lot of Prodigy's additional supply is actually tied up in workers, not in army.
Wow, okay, so... Oh my god, the Hidden Marine and Marauder, he's combining both of them!
Wait, in the medevac? Which medevac?
Gooseman has a medevac with a Marine and a Marauder in it.
Wow, he's evolved from using the medevacs just to hold Hellbats and is now putting a Marine and Marauder in and dropping them again. That micro, he's just keeping his APM up because otherwise his APM would drop too low for him to be able to be effective in the fights.
Speaking about his APM, it's just so high at the moment. He has level 2 armor in production. He's already queued into weapons level 3 because he doesn't have the APM to go back and start the level 3 anytime soon. And that said, he does have an insane amount of APM. It's just that he has so many other things to do. He doesn't have time.
Yeah, he's too busy unloading and reloading that medevac.
Yeah.
And this is not an engagement that Gooseman actually wants to take. He's going to have to get out of there. Oh no, he turns around and he's lifting up and now he's not really doing anything.
He's lifting, he's not boosting the medevacs. I think this is an interesting choice. And he didn't stim, he didn't boost because he knows that... Oh, Prodigy's too scared. I guess he suspects maybe there's a Widow Mine trap somewhere. And Prodigy taking his 4th and his 5th at the same time. Just
yeah,
gets his
interesting to see why he would take 2 bases at the same time, but I guess when you are this far ahead that you can kind of do anything you want.
I mean, he's ahead, but never count Gooseman out. This guy has done some crazy things.
I didn't say Gooseman had lost, I just said Prodigy is ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he is ahead. And the triple Hidden Marine. And then those might be the 3 Marines that were in the main base earlier and didn't end up moving down to the 3rd.
Well, now there's a quad Marine line waiting in between the 3rd and the natural.
And is there going to be a fight? No, I mean, it's just so interesting that this map revolves so heavily around these 2 Xel'Naga watchtowers. Both players, all the fights have been around them. I mean, I think the player who controls both Xel'Naga watchtowers on this map wins the game. And
so far, neither player has managed to control both at the same time, which is why we've seen this intense stalemate that's gone on for quite so long. Interesting to see both players are never going to actually get past Marine, Marauder, Medevac at this rate, and are just going to continue to make the same units for the rest of the game.
I mean, I think the issue is the moment one of them makes a second factory, the other one's just going to smell it and just go and kill their opponent.
I mean, yeah, as we saw earlier, Prodigy doesn't actually need to scout his opponent's base to know what his opponent is doing and counter it.
Yeah, I mean, he has that 6-star sense. He's that kind of player. He just knows.
Exactly.
I mean, he doesn't really use his orbital energy. He doesn't scan. He doesn't mule because he has so much army and money. Like he doesn't really need the mules, and he knows what's going on, so he doesn't need to scan either.
The main is mined out for both players. 4 medevacs scouting to see this army coming forward for Gooseman.
Gooseman's gonna lose them because his micro's so sick, barely escaping. All with my god!
2 of them do successfully escape. That is quite remarkable. And they're both on like 1 HP. That's just how good at micro he really is. Stimming into this concave really needs to get the Hellbats out in front.
Could the medevacs have been a lure? Was he luring him into his army? And
I think so. I think it's a top.
And the stim's gonna. Okay, Prodigy's gonna go for the stim. Gooseman opting not to stim. Let's see what wins, stim or not stim.
I think stim is going to be slightly better in this engagement.
He stims the top flank of the Marauders, but he doesn't stim the bottom. That's so interesting. Usually you see everyone stim everything, but Gooseman only stimming what he needs to stim. But it's not enough. Prodigy destroys the army. And where's he gonna go? He's gonna go for the natural. Yes, he's going straight.
Is he even aware that the third is taken at this point? I don't think he is.
He must be aware. He's Prodigy. He knows. He has that star sense.
Do you want to see what Prodigy's the most amazing tactic he's just used? He's loaded an entire medevac full of hidden units just to con his opponent again.
He's hidden 8 Marines in that medevac just in case something kills all of his ground army. He doesn't need to send Marines across the map. He already has them right there.
Exactly. It's smart stuff.
He's unloading them. I mean, at this point, I don't think there's anything Gooseman can do. It's 200 to 563. It's like 5 bases for Prodigy. I mean, he still has the drop defense even in his main base. He has the upgrades. He has everything. And I mean, Prodigy's such an economic focused player. You can see he has 5 CCs and they're all orbitals, whereas Gooseman's third was a planetary, and GG goes down.
GG to Liquid Prodigy.
Yeah. We're at match point. Prodigy's 1 game away from winning the whole series.